My dear child, listen carefully. Resources are being redirected so that support can find its way to you. Paths are changing subtly to keep you safer, and even people you have never met are starting to become aware and ready to offer assistance. Although these changes may not be obvious, they are real and are happening right now. The efforts are steady and determined, aiming to address problems before you become aware of them. This process is unfolding in a quiet but deliberate manner that you should notice if you pay close attention. This is not simply hopeful thinking or empty optimism. It is a constant and real effort that continues even when you are at rest. I am carefully organizing support and planning your next steps without your seeing the details. While you might find yourself focused on the heavy burdens that lie ahead, I am busy working on solutions behind the scenes. As you measure your limited resources and feel they are not enough, know that I am quietly working to increase what you already have. If the uncertainties of tomorrow fill you with worry, be aware that I have already begun preparing your path, smoothing out rough spots, reducing opposition, and setting the stage for meaningful opportunities. Now, there is an important lesson you need to understand. Often, significant changes come in ways that are not immediately visible. While you may feel overwhelmed by challenges, there is a quiet force managing the situation with care. Every difficult situation that threatens to overrun you is being handled, and every setback is being redirected so that it contributes to the plan laid out for your benefit. Consider now the many times you have prayed or spoken your hopes aloud, feeling as if your words disappear into a vast silence. Understand that while it may seem that your call goes unanswered, there is movement taking place even as you speak. Even before you finish expressing your needs, steps are being taken to address wrongs, repair broken relationships, and restore what has been lost. Your words do not vanish into nothingness. Rather, they serve as a clear signal that activates processes designed to help. In response, obstacles begin to shift gradually, revealing that even the toughest barriers can start to break down over time. In the background, the outcome has already been set in motion, even if you cannot yet see it with your eyes. Trust that what has been promised is already being worked on in ways that you might not perceive right away. There is a growing sense of calm that is slowly filling your inner being, offering reassurance that indeed circumstances are changing for the better. This reassurance is not based on wishful thinking, but on a continuous and methodical process, and it is steadily working to bring about a shift in your situation that you will come to recognize in time. These subtle signs are like the fingerprints of progress that may seem invisible at first. They indicate that the barriers holding you back are slowly beginning to crumble. Even though you might not have yet noticed the low rumble of change, rest assured that transformation is on the horizon. What appears as emptiness or insufficiency in your life is on the verge of turning into something much more abundant. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable are gradually being diminished. It is not a matter of whether change will occur, but rather when, and that timing is determined by a process that goes beyond momentary fears. Do not underestimate the potential of what exists beyond your immediate sight. Think about the natural world around you. There are many forces at work that you cannot see, much like winds that shape landscapes or sounds that travel without notice. In the same way, important efforts are happening within your life that may not be immediately obvious. While you measure your time in the small units of everyday life, know that your journey is being guided by a larger, more enduring process. Each moment that seems filled with waiting or pause is actually contributing to a future that holds greater promise. Every period of apparent delay is, in fact, an investment into outcomes that are yet to be revealed. Every pause and every moment of apparent delay adds value to the eventual rewards you will receive. Look back on stories from the past, such as the account of Abraham, who looked up at the night sky and saw only stars, yet his future was already being secured in ways he could not fully understand. In much the same way, what you have been promised is not a distant possibility but is actively being brought into existence, even if it remains hidden from view. The opportunities you fear might have slipped away, and the improvements you deeply desire are more than just dreams. They are in the process of becoming real. They exist in a realm of possibilities, waiting for your continued trust to help make them visible in your daily life. Understand that your belief on its own does not magically create change, but it helps bring into focus the support that is ready to become yours. Envision resources and opportunities being aligned with exact precision to provide you with the help you need, and see that protective measures are being arranged all around you. This image is not simply fantasy. It represents the real and ongoing process that is working in your favor. Even when fear and uncertainty begin to cloud your judgment, remember that action is already underway. Change is unfolding even if it remains hidden for now, and it will become evident in due time. Let these words settle deeply within you until you are ready to fully recognize the support and effort surrounding you. Then, take a moment to voice a simple, clear affirmation of your trust in this process, not just as a traditional saying, but as a sincere commitment to moving forward. I acknowledge your efforts and your readiness to embrace what is being prepared for you. Share this message with others who are searching for support, so they too may come to experience the warmth and security that these changes bring into life. I am the one who makes it possible for things that seem impossible to take shape, and today I am working to bring your opportunity out of the shadows and into clear view. The barriers that once held you back are being systematically dismantled, and the path ahead is being prepared for you. All you need to do is take a step forward, and at the right moment, you will see that this process of change has been quietly unfolding all along. The guidance provided is steady and confident, carefully shaping your future even during the darkest moments. In retrospect, you will be able to recognize that every period of waiting was filled with meaningful progress. Take a deep breath now and allow yourself a moment of calm. Although the forces at work may not be visible yet, they are stirring and preparing to become apparent. Right now is the moment when your own voice, your willingness to express hope and determination, connects the everyday with something much more lasting. You are standing at a crossroads, where your current challenges do not define you but instead point toward a greater experience that lies just ahead, one that is both significant and lasting in its impact. Declare with me right now a simple truth. I am letting go of my fears and placing my trust in the process that is already making a difference in my life. These words are not empty sounds. They represent the start of a powerful sequence of changes that will lead to positive outcomes. Even though you may sometimes feel the weight of doubt or experience moments of uncertainty and anxiety, understand that your trust does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be genuine and real, serving as the foundation for the changes that are quietly taking root around you. All that matters is the sincerity of your trust. Even if your voice is soft or trembles, every time you express your belief, you are helping to break down barriers and create openings for support to enter your life. Each word you speak in trust acts like a tool that erodes the obstacles that have held you back, gradually clearing the way for progress. Take a look at your own hands. Ordinary as they may seem, they are capable of receiving and holding the changes that are being worked out beyond what you can see right now. Your hands are ready to receive the reality that was once hidden, but is now in the process of being revealed. When you mark this message with the word Amen, understand that you are not making a trivial gesture but are committing yourself to a significant promise of change. This mark is meant to be a binding symbol, one that signals a serious commitment to the process of transformation. It stands for an agreement to actively embrace the changes unfolding around you, to allow the flow of support and new opportunities, to break down barriers, and bring forth progress that you have not yet imagined. Know that your expression of trust is powerful and can serve as a rallying cry against the negative influences that may try to hold you back. Every time you choose to affirm your commitment with the word Amen, it sends a clear message that opposes any force trying to undermine your progress. Even if it may seem as though life's difficulties are overwhelming, this act of commitment helps to lighten the load, weakening the hold that old problems and doubts have on you. You may wonder how a few spoken or written words can change your path. but a sincere affirmation marks the beginning of a chain reaction that leads to improvement. Your words have the strength to clear the way for positive change. You are solidifying a promise that reaches deep into the foundation of your life. It is as if you are signing a commitment that sets into motion a chain of events designed to create joy and reduce hardship. Reflect on those earlier hopes you once thought had withered away. They are not lost, but continue to live within you, quietly gathering strength. Your clear statement of intent becomes a turning point, the catalyst that will help break through long-standing difficulties. Even if the current landscape seems barren or unyielding, this declaration is the first step in a larger process of renewal. Trust that this measured act of writing down your intention will gradually bring forth the changes you have been waiting for. Even when your declaration comes through in tears or with the weight of past struggles, know that it carries a steady and resilient power. Take a moment now to place your hand on your chest, feeling the consistent beat of your heart as a reminder that you are here, present, and capable of change. With each beat, know that life continues and that the support you need is already at work beneath the surface. Now, speak aloud a simple truth. Release your fears and trust in the process that surrounds you. Feel the pressure of old worries begin to loosen as a sense of calm and determination slowly fills you. This feeling is not fleeting. It is the beginning of a lasting improvement that will reveal itself with time. The support that is at work in your life is steady and reliable, flowing quietly into every aspect of your being. When you decide to express your commitment, you open up a path that makes these underlying processes more apparent. In this way, your expressed trust functions much like earlier examples in history, where unexpected clarity emerged from quiet determination. Your affirmation serves as a bridge, connecting the hidden efforts at work with the positive changes you are about to witness. Even if the process remains invisible at first, rest in the knowledge that every word you write contributes to the overall progress that is being carefully arranged on your behalf. Every time you commit your trust to paper, you are taking a firm step toward recovery and renewal. That act represents more than just writing. It is a declaration that you are ready to overcome challenges and move forward with determination. Understand that this step is significant, a clear break from past hesitations. However, it is important to remain aware that there may be forces or negative voices that try to tell you that your actions are futile, that your past failures determine your future. Let these discouraging messages pass by without affecting your resolve, for your decision to commit is a strong signal that supports progress and the rebuilding of your life. Disregard any voices that insist your words or efforts are meaningless. Your consistent choice to affirm your trust shows that you prefer a secure and steady path to one of uncertainty. Every time you express your belief in this transformation, it sets in motion actions that create positive momentum. Despite any opposition or doubt, remember that every declaration you make contributes to weakening the hold of negative circumstances. This ongoing commitment is proof that you are choosing a path of improvement over one dictated by instability or fear. Do not underestimate the significance of what your trust can eventually achieve. In the days ahead, you may find that unexpected supporters arise to help you, even those whom you did not know before. Opportunities that you believed were permanently closed may gradually begin to open, revealing possibilities that you had long hoped for. Should it seem at times that your sincere efforts have not yet yielded visible results, do not be discouraged. Trust is a process. Much like a seed that has been planted in soil, it requires time to grow and bear fruit. Even if the immediate evidence of progress is not apparent, the work that you have set in motion is making a difference, even if only gradually at first. Trust grows most effectively when it is nurtured by patience and willingness to let go. Just as a small acorn must be planted deep within the ground before it becomes a towering tree, your expressions of trust are quietly developing below the surface. Each word and each written declaration is contributing to a process that might not be evident right away, but is steadily creating room for change. Now is the time to commit your intentions without delay. Write your affirmation as a strong and clear statement of your willingness to embrace change. Allow it to serve as a decisive marker that you are ready to move forward with conviction. You do not always have to see immediate proof of progress for it to be real. Even the smallest, most genuine expression of trust can act as a spark that initiates a great transformation. Once your commitment is recorded, it triggers a series of events that have the potential to overcome significant obstacles and generate outcomes that go beyond your current understanding. Though the act may seem modest, its effect can eventually expand far beyond what you might have imagined. Remember that this is your moment to step forward boldly, knowing that in time you will be able to look back and see the beginnings of a transformative change. As you later recount your own personal journey, you will come to realize that your brave commitment has had far-reaching effects, not only on your life but on others as well. By choosing to speak your truth in a moment of vulnerability, you have set in motion a process that inspires those who are still struggling. Your willingness to express hope when it seemed dim has the power to break the chains of uncertainty for many. The decisive moment you experience now is a turning point that will eventually lead to greater freedom and deeper connections with those around you. Let this commitment be the spark that starts a widespread change in perspective and opportunity. I remain constant and reliable, and your decision to place trust in this process is about to yield significant rewards. I am not here to simply offer temporary fixes for your difficulties or to cover up the pain you have endured. Instead, I am here to help you rebuild your life from the very foundation upward. I am not interested in silencing or ignoring your suffering. Rather, I aim to address its causes so that genuine healing can occur. Instead of asking only for minor improvements or temporary relief, urge yourself to seek a complete and lasting renewal. Understand that your life deserves a deep and meaningful change. Too frequently, people settle for small improvements when they have the potential to achieve something far greater. There are times when you might request the patience needed to endure an unworthy situation, even though significant change is within reach. Likewise, you may ask for the strength to tolerate a relationship or situation that leaves you unfulfilled, despite better possibilities being available. If you find yourself asking for enough money to cover past debts, know that there is always the opportunity to achieve far greater security. Ask not only for a simple patch-up, but for a thorough transformation that addresses the root of the issues you face. Aim high when you seek a better life. Your requests should be precise and filled with purpose rather than vague hints of need. Do not hesitate to speak clearly about what you require. Let your words outline the exact changes you desire. For example, instead of quietly asking for support, state directly that you need someone to help guide you to a better path. Instead of merely wishing for loneliness to disappear, demand that you receive meaningful connections with people who truly care. A well-defined request serves as a clear map, guiding both your actions and the responses of those who are ready to support your journey. Be specific and purposeful in your appeals for change. Remember, true and lasting improvement demands that you face what is not immediately visible with courage and determination. When you ask for help in managing your financial needs, recognize that there is work being done to alleviate your worries about scarcity. When you seek better health, the measures being taken are aimed at easing the chronic burdens that diminish your strength. Should you request opportunities for new work, understand that this is not merely about finding a job, but about cultivating a sense of leadership and initiative within yourself. Your requests operate on a level that goes deeper than everyday problems. Ask yourself what it is that you really need, and be willing to pursue a more comprehensive change that addresses the core of your difficulties. Now take a moment to act on all that you have heard. Write down 3 specific areas of your life that are not just in need of repair, but are calling out for a complete renewal. Next to each area, clearly state that you are not asking for mere improvement, but for a transformation that only thorough and determined effort can bring about. This simple exercise symbolizes your readiness to step into a new phase of life, one where superficial fixes are replaced with genuine change. remember that your future is not meant to repeat the same patterns of struggle. Instead, embrace the possibility of transformation that lifts you beyond the cycles of past disappointments and opens the door to a future filled with promise and renewed strength. Amen.